Absolute Batman has been pretty much the best out of the big three of the Absolute universe. Been better than Absolute Superman. It's been much better than Absolute Wonder Woman. But in issue 5, I'm struggling to understand what Batman plan was, and I think it kind of drops the ball there. But maybe you could tell me what you think is going on in the comments as I go through this, because maybe I missed something. So in Absolute Batman, as of last time, Black Mask made a offer to Batman that if he stands down and lets his party animals do what they have to do, he will pay him $200 million. And from that $200 million, he could get to do a lot of things that he may need to do, buy a lot of equipment and all kind of things. Now we all know Batman wasn't going to accept that because one, it's Batman, and two, I don't know what $200 million gonna do for him, because clearly this guy is already rich. This is the way I could put it, because the things he's doing, he's got to have money. They try to play this off like he don't have money, but the gadgets and things that he has, that will cost a lot of money. But that's what's going on. So Batman is out there and he's riding around on his motorcycle, revving it and stuff. They're daring the party animals, is only, but he doesn't do anything to them. They're just sitting there watching him, hating that the one whose hand he cut off while the cleaver is there and all watching him, but they basically each trying to taunt each other, but nothing happens. So Batman just rides off and leaves them. Meanwhile at the police on mayoral office and stuff, Martha Wayne is there with Jim Gordon. He found out how Harvey Dent has gone over to Hill and all of that. Some reason we're supposed to have some interest in that, but that's what's going on. So Black Mask comes to meet Batman, right? Because they agree for a meeting and all of that. Okay, comes to meet him. And he basically, so the whole time, Alfred is watching. There are snipers covering anything, and he's basically telling. Now, Alfred was telling Batman on the beginning that he needs to accept the deal. This needs to happen. Give him what he has to do, and then he could always come back. He could always come back after, and with the help of the money, he could put a stop to him. And look at them. We all know Batman was not going to accept that, but that's what was going on. So Black Mask shows up there and he's basically telling him that, he sent the 200 million to him. Batman says that, yeah, he already got it and he used it on something. And he wants to know what he used it on. And this is where it starts to get weird to me. Batman took the $200 million, right? Because it was wire transfer to him, converted that into cold hard cash, and then used it to create a giant bat signal. He basically put the money onto a big floodlight and turned it into a giant bat signal. Why? This is what I'm trying to understand. Why? I'm guessing they're going with the whole, he took the money and instead of using it, he uses some kind of symbol to show that, he's using it to turn it into a bat signal to show that he doesn't need anything. But why? There are other things you could have done with that money. I'm just saying, you got the 200 million, right? You could have distributed that money throughout Gotham City to different people, right? So these people have the money now. So you're anticipating that the whole thing with the party animals is that they're being paid to do these things. So if they already have the money, they won't be able to, then they won't be doing it. That's one. Two, you could have used the money to help Gordon or whatever reinforce certain things in the city so that in anticipation of what the party animals are going to do. But I still think maybe the first option might have been more sensible. But you take the money and turn it into a giant bat signal, and it's basically the same bat signal that's on his chest. That's big and bloated. It doesn't even look like a bat. It looks like a blob with airs, if you have to think about it. That's it. That's what you use the money for. That was it. You just use the money to turn it into a giant bat signal. Like this is some kind of, this is my symbol of what I'm going to do. And then, so, Black Mask realizes that the deal is off and all the party animals attack now. And he's basically, and Batman is telling him, see, Roman, I don't need cars or planes or computers. I don't need anything you have. Except for the fact you already have cars, you most likely have a plane, and you have computers. So I don't know. The whole bribing thing never made sense to me because, like I said before, clearly this guy is rich. It doesn't work any other way unless he's rich. So ever. He says, all he needs is Batman. So the party animal attack, and he's just there, bashing heads in, impaling people through the leg and all kind of stuff, busting kicks, breaking bones, all kind of thing. So the same party animal with the big cleaver whose hand he cut off decided the best thing to do is to jump onto Batman, talking about his payback time, and then Batman uses his, I don't know, spikes that come out of his suit to impale this guy on it. How this guy isn't dead instantly, I don't know. They kind of make it seem like he's only been impaled through the arms, but I can remember Batman having spikes all on his back, so I don't know. And he's just swinging the guy around while he's beating people up, and they get to the beg, please, put me down, and all kind of madness. When you're done now, you only see the spikes like it was really only on his arms. But I mean, again, he should have bleed to death by now, but whatever. So he's just beating the crap out of them, grab the guy by his by his neck, slam him on the all kind of thing. So Black Mask decides, here's what he's gonna do. He has the sniper start to shoot the other party animals that are there, knowing that Batman will try to save them. I don't know why, because he's killed several of them by now, I'm sure. And I mean, people might say, no, he hasn't killed them, but that's really the only way this works out. But he would have had to kill people by now. He was melting people. He had to kill a lot of them by now. He blew up some of them, so they have to be dead. That's the thing about it, they have to be dead. So, but Batman says to try and block the bullets. When he does now, they fire nets that, basically capture him. When they fire the nets now and capture him now, he grabs onto to the Black Mask, who then breaks his arm. Right? After he breaks his arm and stuff now, the big ass floodlight that he used to put the bat signal up, the money starts to burn. So you just burned $200 million, but you could have used that money for something else to pretty much help Gotham City. Or like I said, distribute the money around the people so that, the party animals wouldn't be able to be influenced, because they're doing this by purely for money. That's what they're doing this for. But no, you just burn the money. So I'm trying to understand this guy's plan, but it doesn't make any kind of sense. So what happens? The woman who's with Black Mask pulls out Batman's air spike things and stabs him with it. You understand? Literally stabs him with it. And then they set him on fire because this kid there has a flamethrower and basically sets him on fire. They then take his his axe symbol thing that he has and beats him with it before knocking him off the roof. I really need somebody in the comment to tell me what they think this plan was, because this wasn't making any kind of sense to me. I really don't get it. I don't see what his plan was here other than to get his ass kicked and lose $200 million. That doesn't really seem feasible to me. So he falls off the roof. his cape thing kind of turns into a makeshift parachute to slow him, to slow his descent, but he still crashes into a car and pretty much flattens it. Oh, he isn't dead, I don't know. Then Bullock shows up there with the police, realizing that it's Batman. He opens fire with a literal chain gun, blows up this thing. Barbara Gordon comes in there while he's trying to escape. She hits him with a car because apparently the humiliation is over enough. She literally hits him with a car, tries to arrest him, because it doesn't, stop or she will shoot. So he tells her, then do it, go on. And then she just puts down the gun and he leaves. Then Black Mask just basically tells the city, listen, my name is Roman Sionis. I'm the one behind the party animals. And I am basically going to put weapons and masks all over the city. And if you all want to make money, you take them and go out there and cause as much chaos as possible. Basically, the more shit that you destroy, the more money you get. The more people you kill, the more money you get. Which brings me back to my point of how Batman could have just distributed the money wisely throughout Gotham and prevented this. But no, you burnt up $200 million, got your ass kicked for it, and he's still going to just unleash chaos on Gotham City. That's what's happening. That's about it. So Alfred there goes back to the way with Batman is in his hideout with his big ass Batmobile thing that clearly costs a lot of money. This entire facility is in, even if it is abandoned, he clearly gonna have money. I'm just saying, and he is literally stitching himself up. That's what he's doing. He's stitching himself from all those injuries, and he tells Alfred that, don't just glare at him to set his arm and broken and all that. And then Alfred is like, you have no idea you have any idea what you've done. And he doesn't, he placed that tracker on Black Mask so he could find him later. Okay, fine. But then Alfred is all like, oh, I know about 100 ways to patch you up, but I'll never help you again. Goodbye, kid, and just know what's coming next is on your head. And he walks off and leaves him, and I'm like, how is this our plan? This is very important. I don't get the plan here. It's just really weird. Really weird. That's what it is. That's all it is. Meanwhile, people are just finding these crates that Black Mask has put all over the city, opening them, and in the crates, there are masks and weapons. And then, this is what's going on. So it's going to be all out chaos on the city. All these party members are just doing all of this stuff. They're going to cause all this chaos and destruction and all kind of thing. And Gordon and Martha Wayne are there. Like, what was the point of I don't get his plan. I really don't. I'm telling you, this time around, in my opinion, Batman really dropped the ball here, but it really dropped the ball. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still has action and all kind of thing in it, but it just really dropped the ball. My final rating for Absolute Batman #5, I'm gonna give this one a 2.9 out of 5 because I'm not getting the actual story of or should say story, the story they're trying to tell here, what his plan is. It doesn't make sense to me. Really doesn't make sense to me. I really want somebody, if they understand what's going on, they could explain it to me in the comments. Maybe I missed something. Be happy to hear it, but I just don't get it. I really don't. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like it, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.